Guys, I'm a little frustrated with you. I do tell y'all to don't believe me, do your own research. But it is clear that Harry the Soul Coach is not leading you right, whether he's totally insane or being put in there. He might not even be paid, but he's causing tremendous psychological damage to a lot of people, including me, even watching his shit anymore. I used to listen to him, but he wasn't doing this crazy stuff like Obama's good. King Smarty, go ahead and keep following him right off the cliff. That's all I say. Let's get to Harry real quick. Look, I had friends watch his video. They've been to war. The shit he is saying is not true. The Obamas are good. The Bushes are good. Clintons are good. It's not true. One of them was in a group with his friends and had everyone but him shot. All of them survived, thank God. Don't listen to him. He's part of the plan to cause more tremendous psychological, irreversible damage than they are. That shit he is saying, it's been a 250-year cycle. It might have been, but these people were not good. The Freemasons, or the ones that started this country, were not good. They were into it. Where's all the people go, for God's sakes? And that's real. He confirms that. Stop listening to that man, but do what you want. King Smarty. He is the fraud of frauds. He said he's going to take over. He said the same thing last year. He said he zapped the Georgia Guidestones after the fact. He said he was going to zap the White Hats if they didn't do what he told, and it's going to be over with 24. Well, here the fuck we are, okay? Is that enough for you? He's making tons of money. He's on Facebook under his real name bragging about all the cars that he's got, probably $100,000, $200,000 from your money, just like a TV preacher. Yet you're still going to him because he's giving you a constant reassurance of the truth and what he is the truth. Dude, if you're listening, zap me right now and get me out of this world. You can't because you know I'm protected by the real Space Force. You idiot. Look, just do what you want to do. He's not King Sinatra. He's not Jesus. No real Christ would be bragging about this. I sat and talked to him one morning when I knew exactly where my friend in Space Force was, and he said, your friend in Space Force listened to you. I know that shit not to be true, and my freaking friend in Space Force laughed his ass off the next day when I told him. He said, that guy is a con. Period. End of story. I never will forget the thing that stood out against Smarty. The thing that stood out about Smarty was the woman that called me that told me exactly about my adoption, being on a made bed in Fulbright. She had me reeled in, and she was telling the truth in detail. I knew it. And everything she was telling me was true, and all of a sudden, here's Jesus, here's who I follow. And I'm like, what the fuck? After you just told me the truth like that? That rolled off me like a water's off a duck back when I seen his first video. My heart nearly come out of my chest. Like, how can she be so smart in one way and so blind in the other? I knew it not to be true. I didn't have to ask my friend in Space Force. That was almost like my friend telling me, hey, I've got a blind date for you. Sorry, got cut off. I've got a blind date for you with my sister who's a 10, who's like a supermodel, and shows up, and she looks like the Wicked Witch of the East. That's how big a disappointment I had. Nothing outside yourself is going to save you. He is filling you full of shit, making money. The guy ain't going to bring the real JFK Jr. back, even if he is. He's not got any power, no more than me, to end this. I guarantee you. He is not going to be declared the leader of the free world. He is not going to stop the White Hats from what they're doing. He is going to continue doing what he's doing until he's shut down, let off by U.S. Marshals, until y'all stop feeding the machine and stop buying his bullshit. That's a fact. And Smarty, I'm talking to you. I know it. And I tell you what, I won't have a problem with you if you was a Robin Hood taken away from the rich, because they deserve it. Because most of them are like you, take advantage of poor people in bad situations, health problems like me and everything. That's what makes me sick about you, okay? If you was the true Christ, you wouldn't give a damn about material possessions. Shit, I ain't got anything. I used to have more money than you. I was a millionaire, had 210 acres of land. I ain't got shit. I ain't got nothing to lose. Like I said, if you can zap, you and Daddy, that imaginary friend Daddy, if y'all can get it over with right now. Get me out of here, boy. You can't do it because you told somebody that you know that I know. I don't want to mess that guy because he's weird, because you know who I am. You're another Jim Jones. You're just another cult leader. You make all the money that you can, because you'll soon find out. A lot of the Bible's true. What does it profit man to gain the whole world but lose your soul? You will see U.S. Marshals very soon knocking on your door. I speak it as is, so it shall be. Stop wasting. If you're following Smarty, just go ahead and go to your local church and go there. A lot less trouble. Hear somebody preach about a God that ain't true. Sit there between you and your real self, the one inside you, and hear that bullshit and have the constant reassurance of the truth. You're no worse off than going and sitting and wait some imaginary friend come out of the sky as you are waiting on Smarty. And Timmy, maybe I was wrong with him. I think he's still military, but maybe he's a good guy. But one thing he brought up, he is teaching to put the crown on yourself. Here, I'm putting the crown on myself. You put the crown on yourself. Smarty and everybody else ain't. But just go ahead and follow him. Give him your money. And then when he's let off by U.S. Marshals, you'll know I'm right. Same thing. Harry the Soul Coach, I'm not sure about betting let off U.S. Marshals. He's just bad wrong on what he's doing. Maybe he's just doing it because but what he's saying is not true about everybody being good. Far from it.